Hello, folks, and welcome back to Chris White Reports. More disturbing news out of South Africa, where senseless carnage and destruction continues without any respite. Folks already under a lot of pressure because of unwarranted lockdown conditions destroyed South Africa's economy, because of racist policies which deny access to the marketplace for 1 out of 5 adult South Africans, and other issues in the country, including failed macroeconomic policies, endless borrowing, splurging, corruption, theft. That's the biggest problem here. And just outright ineptitude by authorities at the national, provincial, and municipal level across South Africa have brought this country to its knees and on the verge of collapse, an infrastructure that is collapsing by the day. We have seen an uptick and rise in the number of unwarranted attacks on farmers and farm workers, and that's gone on since 1994, unabated, unslowed down, ignored by the African National Congress to call it just ordinary crime. It's not ordinary crime when you see the vicious nature and torture and abuse and dismemberment that takes place. It's unbelievable. But beyond that, let's talk about the more recent phenomenon that's been happening now all throughout 2022. People taking iron bars and ramming them through the torsos of dairy cows, Jersey dairy cows, forcing them to be euthanized. People stealing things left and right. It's unbelievable what's been happening in South Africa, folks. Here we see what happened in a vineyard in the Western Cape this past week when vandals went through and simply cut the vines in half. What purpose does that serve? Who's going to get a job at that vineyard now? Who's going to make a living from that? This is total chaos. This is what leftists do to destroy a country. It's what they did in the Soviet Union. They sabotaged the economy. They sabotaged industry. That's what they did. They're doing the same thing in South Africa each and every day now. Although it's not as obvious when you look at industry, it's coming to industry as well in businesses. You'll see it occurring there very soon. It's already happened, the transportation and the infrastructure. We've seen the total destruction of South Africa's rail system with cable theft, now railroad ties being stolen, rails being stolen. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. We see it here in livestock, Jersey cows mutilated, sheep stolen and mutilated, just taken right off the property, vineyards destroyed. This is total, utter, ridiculous chaos. And it needs to stop. This government doesn't deserve to be in power. It does not. It should resign immediately. Of course, they won't at any level from the African National Congress because it's about pure power, greed, and our turn to eat. It's not about governance. Look at this wanton destruction. Who is served by this? All this does is destroy employment, destroy wealth, and make the country ungovernable. And at some point, people begin to starve. We see the economic freedom fighters, and this is where it really started in earnest, when they went to Senekal in October of 2020 and stood on a stage and sang, "Kill the Boer, burn the Boer, burn the Boer out." And within 96 hours, 92,000 hectares of farmland in the Free State was on fire, set alight by arsonists at the behest of the encouragement they received from the economic freedom fighters. No charges of domestic terrorism against the economic freedom fighters. It's number 3 who led the chants and songs, or Joyce Malema, all of whom were on stage violating lockdown distancing, social distancing, as well as size of crowds, and exhorting people to violence, just like they did against cliques. No charges. When you allow this lawlessness, it encourages people that they can get away with it too. And that's what they do. And that's what we're seeing across South Africa now, is people getting away with lawless nonsense. This is vile and disgusting. And it is South Africa in the 21st century. It is South Africa ignored by a world which held the National Party to account, but doesn't hold the ANC to account. A party that's impoverished tens of millions more Black South Africans than the National Party could ever have hoped to have accomplished, even if they were malicious. Folks, if you're not a subscriber, please become one to get objective, independent, and honest analysis and news reporting right here on Chris White Reports. Have a good day.